Good morning. It's our last day at Moose Lodge. So lots of little projects, little things, little loose ends that we need to tie up before we go home tomorrow. Yeah, it's back to Nebraska tomorrow, which is probably a good thing because we need to get a second opinion on Greta's leg. It really sucks, but what do you do? I mean, it's part of having pets and things happen. So hopefully we can get her on the mend before we're up here next time. And yeah, so lots of little things. We'll take you along for the fun ride here. Hopefully we can just get her to lounge around all day. Herman's being a good little nurse. Yes. Yeah, poor Bean. They put this bandage on her just to put some pressure on it.
Oh.
I know.
Did we give him an update about our dog?
Yeah, we kind of tuned him in last night. It's elbow dysplasia. I mean, ultimately, that's what she has, an early onset arthritis.
Yeah, but guys, she's a year and a half old.
Yeah, she's not even 2, which totally sucks, but... Oh,
give her the best life we can, as long as we can.
Absolutely.
Do I have to tell these folks the story about this fridge?
Yes. Everybody wants to know about the fridge. If I can hold the camera steady, let's...
Too much caffeine or what?
Yeah. A little too much coffee.
Okay. I was at an auction in Nebraska. It was like some kind of... Put that down for a sec. Fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I was at an auction. It was like this, I don't know, it was like a prepper RV company.
Off-grid.
Off-grid. It was like it was an off-gridder's paradise, this auction. They had years, 25, 50 years of that Patriot food, you know, the stuff you can buy online. Not a sponsor. Should be.
Should be.
Patriot food. You can buy, 5-gallon buckets or totes, and it's like...
It's like MREs, right? Kinda?
MREs are military. Not really.
Not really. It's like freeze-dried?
I guess it's dehydrated food.
Dehydrated. Okay.
And you rehydrate it and warm it up. But it has a 25-year shelf life, and...
It's emergency food.
I got to get to the point here. I'm rambling.
Okay.
I bought 15 of these totes... for $8 a piece. I get home and I Google it. It's a year's supply in each tote. They're like $600 online per $450 to $600 depending on what you get inside them. And I got 15 of them for $8 a piece.
Yep.
So, and they still have about 22 years shelf life. And then I got the Gasland water heaters because we have familiar with the Gaslands because we had one before.
Yes. On-demand water heater.
I think we've told you some of this before. So I bought 2 Gasland on-demand water heaters for $35 a piece. They're $300. I made out at this auction, and I was getting kind of stingy. There's other things I should have bought, but at the time we only had the Shabin.
Right.
So we didn't have a lot of room at the Shabin at all. Like, we certainly didn't have room for this fridge.
No, we really did not.
This fridge was one of the last things to go up on auction. There was a fridge at this auction, and it was in a box, brand new. It said gas and electric. So I asked the auctioneer, I said, when you say gas, is it natural gas or is it propane? I kind of would like to know which it is. Well, we're not going to open the box. We don't know what it is. Just take your chances and buy it or don't. Like, well, that's kind of rude. I'm like, can't I just open up the box to see if it, grab the brochure to see if it's propane? Because it just said gas, check, electric, check on this box.
Is it natural gas or is it propane? We don't know.
So, and I didn't really need it because I didn't have a place for it. I had no idea Little Moose was coming our way. I had it at $80. I went to $100. Then I went to $120. I think I bid $125. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't even know. I'll never use this thing. But I know that these are $1,800 brand new. I mean, you can get online and even just find a guy that buys old RVs and old campers and guts them out And he sells those for $700-800.
And they're used old RV fridges. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not even new.
And that's a good business for a lot of people. They buy these RVs that are like brand new from an auction. They were flooded or totaled because of some silly reason, but they're brand new.
Right.
They got them out, and these little fridges that are, just little ones, they're $700-800.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to be honest, this auctioneer and I kind of got in an argument there. I'm like, well, if you're not going to tell me what it is, I'm done. So anyway, I heard it sold. I heard it when I was walking away, sold for $135 or something like that. Like, whatever. I got all my other goodies, lots of goodies that day, and went home. And then our life changed, and we got Moose Lodge, and
Yay.
we had room for a fridge, and we started looking. Now, this is probably 5 months later.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
So 5 months goes by. I'm like, I should have bought that fridge.
Kicking himself.
Laura, let's look online and see, on the marketplace around the Nebraska area where we're from, if there's one online. And there's a bunch of them. There's mostly the ones from the RVs, and they're little.
Just trying to find a propane refrigerator. So we looked and looked
then
and
all of a
looked.
sudden, this gem shows up on there.
Yep.
But it was kind of odd. He put it on the Facebook, and he's like, let me know what you give me for it. I know what it's worth. You tell me what you'll give me for it. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense, because I hate to buy it and sell it. I need somebody to tell me what they want for it, and then I'll see if I'm interested.
And no low balls is what it said. I'm like,
So-
well, geez, it's a $2,000 fridge.
I knew that I knew everybody all day long was probably offering this guy $500, because that's instinctively that's what I would probably have offered him. And I'm like, Lori, you can't throw 500 because he's heard it all day long, and he's probably pissed that people offered him 500, because it's brand new in the box. It's worth $1,500.
15. I think I looked it up online. It was 1,800, like you said earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But shipped
So
to our
you know
house,
what,
$2,000.
Laura messages them on Facebook, and she says 500.
No, I said 600 because you told me not to do
I
500.
said, don't do 500. So okay, so she does 600. I'm like,
Crickets.
yeah, he's.
I made him
post,
mad.
Yeah, he's not gonna even respond. So anyway, I think she bumped it up to, or she called. I don't know, something happened, and she called and said, "I'll give you $800." I think is what you said. Right?
Yeah,
$800, which sounds like a lot of money. But we've been wasting money on ice for 4 years. We've spent way more than that on ice.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. Because
Yeah.
ice, shoot, they get $6 for a
Yes,
for a
the big
50-pound
bag.
bag
Yeah.
of frozen water, you guys.
Yeah.
20
20-pound bags for $6.
Nah, whatever. So, Laura makes a deal with this guy.
Yep.
And we drive, actually ends up being in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
And we
Over
drive down
an
there.
hour from home.
Yeah, it's over an hour away from our house. We drive down there. And she drove for whatever reason. I got out of the truck and I'm walking around, and it's that auctioneer standing in the driveway next to this box. And Laura didn't hear the most part of it, but I'm like, boy, isn't this vaguely familiar? You standing next to that box and me trying to buy it. He's like, what? I said, I was at that auction that day. You wouldn't let me find out if it was propane or gas, and you bought it? How does that work? Like,
I
how
kind
fair
of
is
like
that?
was diffusing
She
said
was-
situation.
yeah,
I was like,
Laura-
oh,
Laura-
calm it down, calm it down.
Laura doesn't like confrontation.
No, I hate it. I hate it. Jason,
I'm like,
sassy.
does your boss know you're buying this stuff out from underneath bidders at auctions and then putting it on Facebook and selling it? Is that even legal? Like, that has got to be
I
frowned
mean,
upon.
I'm sure it's legal, but is it fair? Probably not, but
I had this fridge bought without mind you, kind of a crooked auctioneer, if you will. He has no business bidding on this.
careful now, he could be a subscriber.
Well, I think it's a little bit shady, sir. I think what you did was a little bit shady.
Just, it maybe was a little shady.
He bought it. I think he said, what did he say he ended up paying?
$135.
Yeah.
$10 more than your last bid.
I had this bought for no reason, and I got outbid by the auctioneer. Not necessarily the guy, you know the guy that stands in the audience goes hip, 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 and he bought it.
Yeah.
He didn't need it. He just bought it because he knew it was too cheap and he was going to bring it home and put it on Marketplace.
Yep. So, yeah, this auction was in our hometown,
Which
5 minutes from our house.
ended up waiting 5 months, driving an hour and 15 minutes one way, spending $600 more for it than I had it bought at this auction. And it still ends up in my possession at my cabin, cooling my food.
Oh, that's the story, folks.
Thanks, Guy.
Thanks, Guy. No, it's a great refrigerator. Another question people have is propane consumption. How much?
Oh, man.
What's it hooked to? Is it hooked to a 20-pound tank or a...
Just a 20-pound,
Yep.
little 20-pound, exchangeable tank.
Yeah.
It's ran on that for 14 days. No. 10 and 17 days, almost 20 days. It's been on that little bottle, and it's still got a third of it.
A third of... Okay, that's pretty darn good, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, very, very happy with it. Keeps stuff almost too cold.
We're not in and out of it much. We're really not. Next summer, I want to have a hard copper line coming out of this.
Yeah.
And a hard copper line coming out of that. Going into the ground here, being buried around back, and having, because now we have Bobby, I want to get a 250
Pound tank?
gallon tank.
Or gallon? Okay.
A 250 gallon tank, and when it needs filled, unhook it, put it in the back of Mozzie, go to town, fill it up, put it back on the ground, and I'll bet that lasts us 5 years.
It probably does. Yep. Yep. And it'd be nice to get the propane tanks off the side of the cabin and
They're
around
just
back.
scattered everywhere.
They are. They
And
are.
that's just a means to an end for this first winter in here.
Yeah. We're just kind of getting the feel for everything at this new place. So.
Maybe even run a copper line out to the outhouse.
Ah, yeah, because we have running a little propane heater in there.
Run one all the way out to the food plot, to the shooting house.
Oh my, you're getting crazy now.
That might be too much.
Crazy. So there you
Copper's
go,
expensive.
folks. There's the refrigerator
Yeah, everybody
story.
wanted to know about this fridge and what was so funny about it, and it was that. It was just,
It was pretty ridiculous and ironic that he ends up with the same damn fridge that he was kicking himself for not buying in the first place.
I didn't need it at the time.
Still at
I should have bought everything there and opened up a little store, an off-grid
yeah,
supply store.
there you
'cause,
go.
Man, there was everything.
There was. It was a pretty cool
It was
auction.
a fun auction. This guy had stacks of solar panels.
Yes.
I mean, they could have filled this room.
Yep.
And they were selling for $10 a panel. But they were all 100 watt.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want to get 300 or 400 watt panels and just have like 5 of them. I don't want to have 10.
We're still
100.
not 100% sold that we need solar, but I don't know. Some people in the comments are starting to slowly talk us into trying it, but we'll see.
Once I have time here, and maybe this winter, when I'm actually going to hardwire that all powers box into this cabin. So we turn the generator on, that thing's automatically charging.
Yeah.
We turn the generator off, we switch to that power, and it stays stationary in one spot. It's going to do the exact same thing as a bunch of battery banks would
Yeah.
do.
And it's a lot smaller and more compact. But yeah. While we're doing story time. Okay. So many people. It happens like 2 or 3 comments every video. Why is Herman wearing a diaper? Or why is Herman
Laura
wearing pants?
always buys bargain basement dogs.
Stop it. So we adopted Herman.
Yeah, that's you, Pipsqueak.
We started out by fostering him. He was 6 weeks old when he came to our home. And we fostered him until he was about 6 months old, trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with him. Because he had some pretty serious problems, poor little guy. And gosh, was he a cute puppy. He's a cute boy. But after about 6 months, we learned that he has spina bifida. He was born with it, and he's completely incontinent. He has no bathroom control at all. Nothing. It just, yeah. I'll spare you the
Like
details.
a fudge factory.
Yeah, he is, and
Comes out whenever he
yeah,
wants.
and even the potty, it's just a constant dribble. So that's why he wears pants. And, we're very fortunate that he can walk and he can run.
Oh, aren't we fortunate?
We are, because most spina bifida dogs usually are on carts They have a cart on their rear end that they run around with. But he's very mobile, he's handy capable, and that's why he wears pants. Because he's a special little boy, and we adopted him.
Yeah.
Yes. And we adopted him and foster bailed on him because I was just concerned that where does he end up and who wants to buy diapers forever. So, then we had his routine down and we loves him. Yes. Even though he's kind of naughty and incredibly spoiled. Well, we're letting Greta enjoy a little outside time this morning. We've got her tied to a tree. You would think we could just let her out here and she'd just lay around the yard, but that's not what she do. Somehow she managed to run on 3 legs incredibly fast to chase a squirrel up a tree. So, sadly, we have her tied up to keep her movement restricted. Poor kid. Hate it. Makes us sad. And Jason is over here winterizing the wood shack. She's a beaut.
Well, this thing is going to get a major facelift. All this tree scab wood that somebody took.
Yeah.
We're going to rip all that down and put some nice siding on it and finish it nicely. And probably cut this scab wood down and use it around our campfires if we ever have any.
We never got time for that.
We can't sit around and enjoy ourselves.
No,
Entirely too much work.
you can forget it. Oh, that's okay. It's what we love. We're perfectly fine doing projects. Hey, that looks really not that bad. Being brown, it blends in and kind of keeps some of the winter out from our wood. And we're going to park something in there, whether it be Bobby, the lawnmower, or the four-wheeler. So
Something's going in.
something. We haven't worked on any projects together this whole trip. It's been his projects and my projects, and we're team. And ow, your hands are freezing.
Okay, so
No,
listen, either go inside and work on your projects or get this empty.
I'm not ready for that yet.
All right then, you go get your stuff done.
All right, fine. Okay, well, you guys see what he's doing. He's hanging tarps. Let's go put some trim around some windows or something and do our own project. Fine.
All of a sudden, my project looks more fun than yours.
I am mildly procrastinating today, and I'm not sure why, but yeah. All right. Well, Bean, let me know if you want to come inside.
You break my heart, dog.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could have seen her. This dog, man, has my whole heart. I let her outside today. She's hobbling around. She can't even move. She's never been on a leash. Never had to be on a leash. She doesn't go anywhere. But I let her out this morning just to go potty. And a frickin' squirrel is over by the shed. And she's on it like white on rice. And flew across this yard with 3 legs faster than Herman can run with 4.
For starters, we got to cut our spray foam. And I learned our last trip up that a multi-tool is perfect for that. Forget using a razor blade to cut it. Use a multi-tool. So much quicker. And then it just peels right off there. So much better than a razor blade. I want to trim this window out, but as you can see, I'm gonna have to get pretty creative here. Not really sure. I know I want a shelf down here somewhere, but I gotta figure out how to box all this in first. I might end up just staining the 2x4 with my stain, which that stain, it's not really stain. I don't know what the heck it is. It's water-based. It has no scent at all, which is wonderful. And I don't think it's flammable. I truly think it's water-based, which is great for working inside. And again, I really like the color. So I might just be staining the 2x4 that. We'll see. I don't know. Let's get creative. Okay, I'm just gonna start cutting pieces and seeing what it looks like and come up with a plan as I go. I have no plan. This is some of my habitat lumber here. Somebody went through a lot of work to rough it up and stain it and give it a lot of character. Just pine that somebody got creative with. See what it looks like here. I truly am making this up as I go. So we're gonna use this 2x4 underneath our shelf piece, I think, and maybe frame it around it. I don't know. We will see. One piece at a time. My thought is put this guy here, put my shelf piece over it. I like it. I like it. Obviously, we'll have to stain and finish the front and sides of my shelf piece. Okay, I think that's a start. We're gonna screw that down and then work around the window. The bathroom at the end of this day will be like the only finished room in the whole entire lodge, but all in time, all in time. This is where this will get interesting because I don't have enough meat to get out to here. I'm gonna have to rip some down. Oh, I don't know. That one I have enough meat to get out away from it. It's this one. Well, actually, I think I can make that work. That'll work. Put one here, kind of split the difference. It's not your typical window, but I don't have a lot of choices here. Nice and notched out. Let's see how they look. Yes. Yep. Okay, nothing to it but to screw it. I got 2 more pieces and this one will be done, other than some stain work.
You don't even have enough pieces.
I don't, I know, but...
And then we're gonna do the drain.
Then we're gonna do the drain. Okay, 26 3/4 and 27. Not square. That's okay. That actually turned out really nice. The crappy part is I only have 2 more sticks of pine, and that won't be enough to frame out my other window. So that'll be a next trip. Because today is our last day, and it's back to Nebraska and back to work. All right. What do you guys think? Can you see it? Not real well. There's Jason. I have no idea what he's doing. It's like Elmer Fudd just walked by the window. Okay, so there's the window all trimmed out. Nice little shelf. I'll have to do some touch up with some stain, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to put window trim in a log cabin where everything's round, but I think that looks pretty dang nice. Okay, I'm gonna do what I can on this other window until I run out of lumber, which won't be long. I cut another 2x4 to block up my shelf a little ways. I like this shelf by the bathtub. It'll be awesome. Yay! That's pretty cute. Curtains still close nicely. Okay, now I only have a few pieces of trim, so we'll have to just decide where I get to use them at. Oh, working with logs, what a pain in the buns. And this is where the trim for today ends. This is my last piece. Boo! I would have loved to have finished it, but that's okay.
Looks good.
Thanks. I'd love it if I had enough to at least put one up here,
Well, piece them together.
but I don't. I'm out. That's okay. Not bad for trimming around round logs. It's not very easy to do and make it look good, but that's probably why it doesn't have any trim anywhere. Okay, but we have a shelf, and that window's done, and eventually this one will get done too, but not today.